everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Decision Hour. I'm Adam, and with me as always, Patty.
Adam, you sound so serious today.
Thank you. Well, I mean, we're continuing on with the mind shift, and today's topic of the mind shift would be what?
Don't let others shake you.
Don't let others shake you. What do you mean by that?
Literally, don't let somebody come up to you and shake you.
Shake
No, I'm
you.
just joking. I mean, don't let them do that either, because, I mean, unless you're into that kind of thing. But, yeah.
Oh, shaking.
Yeah, so don't let what other people say to you or about you get into your head, because you know the truth.
Okay. All right. So I see where you're going with this. There's no be shaken. So when it comes to, when you're saying don't be shaken, don't let others' actions or words shake you or have an effect on how you view or see things.
Right. Don't let it throw you off of the path that you know that you're supposed to be on.
Let me ask you this. Do you think people go and intentionally like try to stir shit and shake people? Excuse me. Like,
yes.
There's a ton of people like that out there. Like, I'm gonna shake this. I'm gonna rattle this person. I'm gonna shake this person up. We're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna watch them fall. Like those people.
Karma.
I'm sorry, I have to say it, but there's a special place in hell for people like that. Like, I wasn't fired up prior to this show starting, but now I'm getting like fired up, thinking more and more about it. Like, you can't. I'm a little shaken by the topic, quite frankly. Like you can't. First off, don't let others shake you. When Patty says that, it doesn't matter. First off, let people talk about you. Don't worry about it. That's the whole series been on mind shift, right? First off, if somebody's talking trash and trying to shake you, it's none of your business. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Make the decision, change your mindset or mind shift, and go the other direction. Don't let people shake you up to the point where you make a bad decision.
And you know, the way I look at it now is that people like that who go after others and they attack others and they say lies about other people and they make things up and they make assumptions of other people, then they seriously have a mental disorder. And that's the way I look at it, because they do. Because when people are like that, there's something in their mind that is not working right. And I'm not going to place myself in that situation. I'm not going to listen to those kind of people. Am I better than that? Yeah, you know what? I am.
Yeah, I think it's just sad that people want to go out and intentionally hurt other people or, shake them up.
It's disgusting. They have way too much time on their hands. And oh my gosh, like from the time I get up in the morning, sometimes like 5 o'clock in the morning, until the time I go to bed, I'm always busy doing something. And it's good stuff, like I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to keep my family together. I'm trying to do things that are productive. I can't imagine taking time out of my day to literally go chase somebody to make their lives miserable. Like that's just a disgusting thing.
Here's another example of being shaken, so to speak. Is I'm thinking from a sports aspect of things. My son plays sports. And sometimes, you hear like the trash talking and stuff like that. And sometimes he lets that get to him. And I tell him, don't. They're just trying to shake you up. They're just trying to get you off your game. And that's the same thing in life. I don't care if you're the CEO of some company. I don't care if you're an employee of some company. I don't care if you're walking down the street. I don't care if you play sports. Could be in the classroom. Whatever the case is. Don't let people shake you up. And I guarantee, I promise you, there's always going to be somebody, whether you know them or not, that will try to shake you.
And I always look at it too. those times that has happened in my life has always been right before a major growth spurt. So
I like that. Go on.
it's true. Like, I will be on a great path and be doing amazing things and making life-changing, positive growth in my life as well as other people that I'm in contact with. And then all of a sudden, somebody will see that and really try to trip me up. So I kind of look at it as, I know this might sound weird to some of you, but I'm a little bit religious, right? So one thing that I always learned is that if you're doing the right thing, then bad people can pop up and try to trip you up. If you're not doing anything good with your life, nobody cares. And so nobody's going to try to trip you up. So whenever I'm on a path for good, that's when things pop up and make things get a little difficult. But you just learn not to listen to those things after a while, and you continue to do great things. And really, it always is before a major growth spurt.
You know, that's a great example, and I'm glad you shared that with everybody. And you keep saying things, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not people that try to shake you. It's mm-hmm. certain events in life, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Right. That could shake you. Maybe it's something going on. I might like last week my bank account was hacked. Mm-hmm. I was upset for about 2 seconds. And I realized that there wasn't a darn thing I could do about it because it was the weekend, 1. 2, mm-hmm. I couldn't do anything until yesterday. And I just chose that I'm not going to waste my time and get upset about it. But it was one of those things where, like, normally that would shake me. Don't get me wrong, I was pissed. Mm-hmm. But I chose not to let that bother me because I was going to spend the day with my son. And mm-hmm. I didn't want that to shake me up and ruin the rest of the day. You know mm-hmm. what I mean? And yeah. So it's sometimes it's not always people that will shake you. Life itself, situations, whatever the case may be, will try to shake you. And the question is your mind strong enough to, go with it and get upset and be shaken by it? Or are you going to shift your mind shift and make the decision not to let that bother you?
You know what? This woman who I really respect, she gave me some good advice. So I was telling her about like these crazy people who wouldn't leave me alone about a year ago, who were saying some totally unfactual things, writing their own stories about my life that they have no idea about, right? They don't know me.
Right.
And she said, Patty, don't even say anything back to them. Like, your integrity speaks for itself.
That's so true.
And it is so true. And that was just like a peaceful moment for me to realize that, like, those who really know me know who I am, what I am about, what I stand for. They know me, like they know my integrity, and I don't have to defend that. Like, I never have to defend my integrity.
You don't play into it.
Right.
And
yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because it's I think back in my life of several situations, starting mm-hmm. a company and whatnot, and something didn't work out. One person drug my name through the mud. And instead of going along with it and mm-hmm. kind of like defending, like feeling like I had to defend myself or anything like that, I wasn't going to play. I wasn't going to play that game. I wasn't going to
mm-hmm.
let that.
It's such a time waster when we should be doing other things and focusing on other things. And I think that as a woman, and even when I was in my 30s, I'm only 20 something, right? But okay. Yeah. So even as a woman who is, as I've gotten older, I've especially learned what to spend my time on and what not to spend my time on. And I've learned that definitely don't let the people who are either negative or naysayers or just trying to throw you off your path or trip you up. Don't don't even pay attention to them. It's kind of like, I think you and I had this conversation before, but imagine a zombie, right? And they're just kind of like, ugh, and they're chasing you all over the place, and they're really stupid. They don't know what the heck they're actually doing, except they just want your brains.
Patty, you're assuming that's what they want. No, I was kidding.
I'm assuming they want my brain. Yeah, so like, just I kind of picture those kind of people, like just kind of like, ooh, I just want to stay away and like not even acknowledge, just to, you know, keep doing my thing, because that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah. What else about shaking?
I think that's big. Also, you know, I would like to throw in there, if you know some of these mean people who are shakers, I don't even know what else to call them, zombies, these zombies, right? Mm-hmm. Don't empower them or encourage them to shake other people. I think that's big, you know, especially as adults. We need to stand up, and we need to not go along with bullying.
And we're folks, we're obviously talking about the shaking where it's the negative negative kind. I mean, there are times where, you know, you got to shake things up a little bit in the office, and you know,
to get things done,
to get things motivated.
We're
not talking about that right now. So let's be clear on that. Is that we're talking about the shaking where people are out there, you know, spitting bad things about you or trying to shake you up, or life throws a curve at you, and it's like it's shaking your world, and you're not sure what to do next or anything like that. These are all things that happen in life. Happens to us every day. Patty and I go through stuff like this every day. I mean, we're human too. I mean, I know we're really, really like superhuman, but I mean, we go through this stuff every day, and we call each other, and we're, you know, we feed off of each other's stuff, and like, you know, I know that Patty's there, and I can basically vent, and she'll listen and give me some, like, maybe you shouldn't let that shake you up or whatnot, and vice versa. But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the negative side of things shaking up. So I just wanted to be clear on that. And that's just it. You know, the mind shift. If something in life starts shaking you and you don't like it, then make the decision to mind shift and either use that as fuel and ammunition to push you in a positive direction, or cut it off and just move forward, period.
Yeah. And, you know, I'll leave everybody on this one experience that I had. So when my husband, Ken, when he was stationed, he was still in the Army. I won't go into the specifics, but there was a lieutenant colonel, and I was talking to him in the hallway of the SFAC building. And I was telling him some of my concerns as a family member and how we needed some family support. And he said to me, "You're just a military spouse. You won't be able to change the dynamics of the Army." I could have let that shake me in a bad way, like, oh my gosh, I'm scared, I can't do anything. But I wondered if this was his way of like using reverse psychology on me, maybe. Yeah. But I ended up going to the general who was overseeing that specific unit, and ended up having a great relationship with this guy, and we started like family programs and things like that. So I could have let that one experience of what somebody told me, like, you'll never be able to do this. Right. I took it and I was like, oh yes, yeah, I can do something, and I'm going to. So I think whatever it is, you know, that you're doing, if you know it's for a good cause or you're doing the right thing, then don't stop. Don't let people shake you. Shift your mind and see how you can actually prevail.
I love it. Love it. And on that note, folks, that's all the time we have. It's a great message. Thank you, Patty. Make sure you check out Heroes Media Group. All this, you know, shows and network that are over there. Go to www.heroesmediagroup.com. That's all the time that we have today. For Patty, I'm Adam. You've been listening to The Decision Hour.